Yo guys, in this video I'll be talking about the Intel edits, pedo exposed and stuff, and why I think Intel edits is innocent and what happened on both sides, plus the moderator POV, which will be linked down below. Warning, there can be some words you may not like, such as pedophile, grooming, and raping. Have fun watching and stay until the end why I think Intel is innocent. So you've probably already seen like Intel's advisor's video about Intel edits, and he explained it very well in depth there. I didn't have so I do recommend watching that video, and then I know this is late, but I had to do some research. I had to edit this all. Like I took a long time editing this video, so that's why it might be a little late. I'm sorry. So Intel Edits apparently has been quote-unquote exposed for something he didn't entirely do. The only thing that he did was play along, and that was dumb, but that's later. So Intel Edits also has a document which I will also link down below in the description. So it started with Zen Persuasion sending Intel Edits a donation with $2 saying something with "can you say ew" or something as a joke. I didn't watch the stream, so I don't know if Intel actually did it, but she also sent another $2 donation with another message, but I don't know what it was, aka $4 in total. But how did I know all of this? Well, first I saw video links from my friend. Well, he linked the video from a guy called Torch with 500 plus subscribers. I was like, he's still kinda small VTuber, so I'm kind of sus of this, and he can easily be faked, cause he had no call and stuff with what Advisor did with them had exposed video. Not particularly a face cam on, but just in call is enough proof. Cause he could get a friend to fake Intel's Discord identity and then play along. By the way, this all happened in 2020, and it's all coming up right now, which I don't understand. So Intel Edits and her had some contact with each other on Twitter, and she had something that were not good, and Intel was like, hope it's all okay, and she was like, oh thanks. But later in 2020 Intel joked on Twitter with, hey, I need an Asian girlfriend, with Asian Persuasion replied with, hey, flushed emoji. And then when that happened, they eventually started talking on Discord and just talked like normal friends. Intel said there that it escalated really quickly from a normal conversation to a flirty conversation. Because she was a flirty person apparently, and she asks him with what is your favorite I don't want to say this, but I have to, hentai. And then he said the name, and she was like, bad, be right back, which Intel said on the document implanting that she was gonna watch it and then they talk about it. Then she asked him for a rice birthday score, which if you don't know is a site apparently with how sexual you are. I didn't know that either, but I knew it because of the document. And then Intel eventually said with some stuff that he was pretty open about himself, which made this all happen way easier. You'll understand why I said this later on in the video. And then she followed up with, are you a virgin? And apparently she was a fan, and Intel eventually said with some stuff of Intel and hadn't seen her in chats of his streams. Her donations would have made it obvious, but Intel disagreed with that, and I agree with Intel because it wasn't obvious at all. If someone donates to you, how can that be obvious? Like, you have to say that was a joke or something. And he wouldn't have done that entire whole thing if he knew she was a fan. They continued with what they did, and sometimes hard flirting sexual things occasionally. But then she eventually said, are you bothered by my age? Because at the beginning they said their ages, and Intel was then 20 and now 21, because well, we are a year later, and she was 17 turning 18, which means that she's 18 and turning 19 this year, because well, again, a year passed by. So even if this all happened, Intel couldn't have been a pedophile, because she literally eventually did that with someone that is 18, and then it's considered an adult, and 2 years apart I won't really say they were a pedophile, because I think it's maximum of 5 years until someone can actually be a pedophile, or I don't know if that's just the Netherlands that has their thing or rule. She said later, even if she was 16, that she didn't get bothered by Intel sexually talking to her. Intel then said on the document that it should have been a massive red flag for him, and that she should have stopped talking to her, which I think is true. As in Persuasion claims of her being a huge fan of Intel, and that he took advantage of that to get close and sexual with her. Intel said then later on in the document that she was really into fucked up shit, which was like with large age gaps, raping, and sexual abuse and stuff. She would eventually sexualize herself as a younger person than her age. She will tell Intel that she wished she met him while she was younger, and she wished that he was older than that he was. She told him that she wanted to be raped and taken advantage of. He also said that he wanted to make it clear that he was never into any of the shit that they sexted about, and that they were her kinks and not his. She then said that she pretty much admitted to talking to him because she wanted to have sexual interactions, to make it clear. But Asian persuasion was never pressured, forced, or groomed or manipulated by Intel in any way. But after a while, it was back to what it was before, aka sexual. I'll put on some screenshots from the document that I don't want to say right now because I've said too much, and you can just pause and read it. Specular Burrito also messaged Asian Persuasion, and she straight up lied to him. And this kind of all was from long story to short. If y'all want to read it and in a lot more detail, go read the document yourself. I would recommend doing it because it gives you a view of how it went and what actually happened. Also, how Intel viewed it and what he thinks about it and says about it. Most of this I got from the document. It was of course both their faults, but mostly hers, because she did all the sexual things, and she did that also with other people in the past, and he made a fault, Intel made a fault that he played along, which was dumb, and I forgive him, but he will definitely not get away that easily and leave a big throw behind in the Minecraft community, but also in his YouTube career. He also mentioned that he was in a struggling situation or something with COVID and stuff and quarantine, and that he was inside his room almost 24/7 because he did get sleep, of course, and he made poor decisions at that time, and it had been difficult. Now for the chat moderator POV from Intel in his streams. She mostly said the same thing of the document for him. I don't know, she had that person had a very she or girl voice, but maybe it was a boy with a really high bass voice and same thing, but him or her said the same thing as in the document. But if you want to watch it as well, it will be linked in the description. Also, his cosmetics and Lunar client pairing has been removed, which is really unfortunate for him, and especially for what happened here. In my opinion, it's not really deserved if you know what actually happened. And I do hope he's gonna get it back, but I'm not sure if he's gonna get it back, because of course this is all big. Anyways, all of this behind and freaking chaotic stuff. I hope you enjoyed the video and understand this all, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.